Hey guys, Luke here and welcome to another FIFA 20 video, and today guys we're going to be taking a look at the new player moments Joshua Kimmich Sbc. It has just turned at 6 PM on Sunday. Apologies for no other videos today. I've been out with the family and doing stuff like that, and I've just come home to see this new SBC. Now I will not be completing this SBC. The thing about me that kind of annoys me is that, you know, we've seen these new Scream SBCs, the new Shapeshifter SBCs get released with like loans and stuff. Do it for the player of the month cards, do it for the, you know, the player moment cards as well, the flashback cards and stuff. I don't know why EA do it for like some cards and then not for others, but even so, this Kimmich card looks pretty cool. I do have a few decent Bundesliga players, you know, like Piszczek, Konate's card, who's amazing, who recently got upgraded, of course, his road to the final cards, Heredecki, Lewandowski and stuff like that, but my main team's like icons and Premier League based, so I won't be completing this SBC. But he looks so fun. And interestingly, of course, we did have the Mbabu card I did review yesterday, so I'm going to have to try and compare and see whether this is a better card maybe than Mbabu. Just feel like looking at his stats and stuff like that as well. Now, interestingly, Kimmich does already have another CDM card, an 87 rated inform, which I believe is like, he doesn't have an 88 or an 89 rated card, so it's a decent upgrade on like his previous highest rated card. But for him earning this card, he had an amazing performance against Rostov in the UCL in the 16-17 season. I believe Rostov are from I'm pretty certain they're from Russia, but apparently he had an amazing game there, which has earned him this 90 rated card, and he just looks so fun. But first we'll have a look at his SBC, we'll have a look at his in-game stats, and then see how he compares with the CDMs from the Bundesliga to see whether he would be value for money. To start off with an 85 rated squad with one inform. Okay, the odd tradable packs, a prime mixed players pack, and then an 86 squad with another inform with a rare Electrum players pack. And obviously, if you complete an SBC, you'll just get the cards. You won't obviously get any other coins or packs in return for that. But, you know, decent packs. I mean, this card looks superb on the face of it. It's getting to his in-game stats. 5'9", okay. High work rates. 3-star scummers and 4-star weak foot. That's fine for a CDM. You know, that doesn't matter. I'm happy with that. 4-star weak foot, I suppose, is pretty good because you'd be able to maybe some bang, you know, like long shots from outside the box of him potentially, using him as maybe a sentiment or as a CDM. Getting into his in-game stats, I like this card. I like this card a lot. I'm a big fan of him. He looks insane. I mean, great pace. Not that you need like amazing pace for a centre midfield card or for a CDM, but it's always a nice added bonus when you've got that, which is great. His long shots, quality, especially his shot power 88, 82 long shots, 92 attack positioning. That's great. Even 76 finishing, to be quite honest, for a CDM isn't the worst either. Passing stats are class. 92 short passing, 89 long passing, 88 curve. 89 curve, 88 vision, 96 crossing, sensational there. Dribbling, again, is going to feel so smooth on the card, which is, again, it's not essential for a CDM to feel like so smooth, but it's always, again, just like pace, it's a nice added asset, basically, to the card, and it's amazing, you know, 89 balance, 89 agility, his reactions and composure are amazing, his ball control, his dribbling, just everything about him in dribbling, again, is superb. Defensive stats, 82 defensive awareness, 85 interceptions, 85 stance tackle, 84 slide tackle, that's perfect. You know what? There's only one part, actually, now I haven't looked at this card, that I'd say is not even really that much of a slight issue, because you can rectify it by putting something like a maybe a Sentinel chemistry style onto him, is his 69 strength. 69 strength, that's got to be boosted up. If you're going to use him as a centre midfielder or you're going to use him as a CDM, that stat has got to be higher if you're going to use him. It's got to be. You can't sit there and use a CDM or a centre mid at this stage of the game that's got 69 strength. That's just not going to work. It's as simple as that. So, something like a Sentinel chemistry style, that would increase his physicality. I'm thinking maybe the Shadow, would Shadow increase it? I'm not too sure, but yeah, if you're going to do this SBC, it's got to be a chemistry like that bumps up that strength, because, you know, if you're going to be sitting there using a guy that's 5'9" in the midfield with 69 strength, he's just going to get bullied. You know, it's as simple as that. He'll just lose out too much in the midfield. So, but you get that strength up a little bit more, you know, something like the Powerhouse or the Sentinel or whatever, that gets that physicality up. Happy days. Get it into the high 70s, low 80s. I don't think that'd be a problem whatsoever. And the rest of his cards class. It really, really is. Absolutely amazing. Now, interestingly, there are a few of the decent options for CDMs from the Bundesliga. So I think an 85 rated squad and an 86 squad with 2 informs required, that's going to be at least 150k, maybe nearly 200k. And by the way, I actually opened up the Ultimate Pack today for winning 300 Division Rival. For winning 300 wins on Division Rivals, I got this guy and Julian in the same pack. Is that decent? It was a free pack, I suppose. Sadly, I couldn't get any of the Shapeshifters, but I suppose when you get, you know, a high-rated inform and a pretty cool one of the match cards, I don't really think, you know, you can't complain too much with that. But yeah, let's have a look at CDMs from the Bundesliga just so we can see whether he is value for money, and of course, if you're going to be doing this SBC, he will be coins that you technically, unless you get lucky in one of the packs, it'll be coins that you will never get back. And it's not like, it's not like the Neymar SBC where it's like a ridiculous amount of coins that you're throwing in at once. But even so, 200k potentially is still quite a lot. So we got this guy from Cologne. You comparing him with stats, I mean, he's a class card, so he's got slightly better defending, much better physicality, slightly worse dribbling, although his dribbling's still good for his position on the midfield, more pace, a lot worse shooting. And worse passing as well, but he's a free card obviously as well, guys, and obviously you have to upgrade him to the 88 card from his 86. And Babu, who I used, who I was a massive fan of, and his physicality is so much better, similar defending, passing, shooting's a lot worse, pace is a lot better, dribbling wise 83 is still fine for a CDM, but it is 6 worse than Kimmich's cards. You got cards like the Future Stars McKennie that a lot of people said is good as well, and he does look a fantastic card. Delaney's headliner card as well. But this Zimbabwe card goes for a lot, though, doesn't he? He goes for, I think he goes like 500,000. Okay, about 350k. Now, of course, that would be a tradable card, but he is about 150k more expensive. And is he as good as, I mean, he's similar height than Kimmich. I think about 3 inches more height than Kimmich. And he was a class card, so I absolutely loved using it. But I think the Kimmich card, I think it's decent value for money. Again, it's not like it's not like an SBC that all FIFA players must do. I think if you got a Bundesliga team, I think you could, if you are to use him, you could use him in your team for quite a long time. He's got the stats that, apart from the strength, he's literally perfect for a centre mid or for a CDM for either position. Probably more beneficial for a CDM out of the 2 positions, but it's a great card. It's a cool card design, as I mentioned. I can understand people with a Bundesliga team doing this SBC. Yes, it's a lot of coins to put into him. It's not a ridiculous amount. I think that over time, if you were to do him, although he's like a lot to kind of put into the SBC, I think he does kind of work out a value for coins. But yeah, I think he's a great card, and I'd like to know whether you guys are considering doing this SBC as well. But anyway, guys, that is going to finish this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.